Hey, it's another day, October 8th, Friday. Welcome to the weekend. I sure hope you had a good week. We are going to go look at Momo plays, that is momentum plays. We're looking for plays that had leftover momentum at the end of today and could run on Monday. So without any more hesitation or blah, 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 let's just jump right on into it. Now I use TOS for all of my screening, charting, my technical DDs. TOS is short for Think or Swim. You want it? You can have it for free. All you got to do is go to TD Ameritrade, sign up for an account. That's free. You don't even have to trade with them. Get the link, download it, install it. Voila, you're in business. Now, we are looking for Momo plays. You know what a Momo play is? A momentum play looks like this. We are looking for the price to be rising right up to the bell. We want the bell to be the reason why the price stopped rising. So it will continue rising Monday morning. We're hoping there's still shares in the queue wanting to be bought at a higher price. So we're looking for a bounce first thing in the morning. We also want volume right down here looking like the price. We want it going uphill, very strong. Underneath, the exact same thing for the MACD. We want it looking like a beach that has a tsunami coming on it. A big blue wave with the sand underneath. And finally, and most important, I want oversold. I want the RSI up over 70 if at all possible, in the red, blazing. We will go down to 60 on the RSI. That's my cutoff. Okay, that's an ideal situation. We're not going to always find ideal, but you know what we're looking for. We want it to be going right up to the bell, stopping like a pause button on a movie, and then Monday morning the pause button's hit and it just continues. Now we're starting with a search of only one filter. We're going to use last, and we're going to use the price of 001 to $1. You can use any price you want. This is just what I'm doing for this show. Expand out if you like to fit your risk management. Now, the last thing I want to say before I jump into this and start tearing up these buttons is I'm going to miss some stuff that you can catch. I'm going to be only focused in on these last 10 or 15 minutes, so I'm going to miss a lot of what's over here and not see it, but you will. So if you see a chart that looks similar to this, all the way at the bottom corner here, all the way up at the top corner here, maybe a low bubble and a high bubble, folks, that's at least 5 days worth of gain since we're on a 5-minute, 5-day chart. You may want to take a look at it, even though I miss it. I'm only looking for morning plays, but you should be looking for any play that fits your risk management, or at least your dreams. So if you see something tearing it up, but it had a big drop here and I miss it, you may want to look at it. So right there is your ticker. All you got to do is pause this video to get all this information. Ticker will be here. The blue bar will be the one I'm looking at, so you can get the ticker name, company name, share count, percentage gains, low and high of the day, and something I like, 52-week compared to the last. That is 52-week high compared to the last. So you can see how close or far away we are from it. It's just information you can put to use. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up here and we are going to get this ball rolling. Now, as I do this, I am not looking at all of the factors that I would if I was doing a slow scan. That is to say, I'm not watching the volume, at least not particularly. Right now, all I'm trying to see is any of them that have a big bounce. That's got a bounce, but it's not big. That's got a bounce too. It did jump at the end of the day, but it looks like it was just one sale. So keeping an eye for that red, just like that. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Whoa. All right, this has had a huge bounce. This has gone from 18 cents to 39 cents. That's 100% gain in one bounce. Let's see if it has a habit of doing bounces like that. Let's come back on the 4 hour. Whoa. No. It doesn't have a habit of doing big bounces that huge. Wow, that is gigantic. You can see that its high was up here at 40 cents. And we are very, very close to that right now. This right here is, that looks to be a solid support that we have going on from its last burst to the high. And it blew right by that. As a matter of fact, this is about the 50% mark of this climb. So it could fall back to this point, which is what I presume. When you have a super duper fast surge, I expect it to come down 50%. And if it's a strong company, it will stay above that 50% line. The price won't fall anywhere below here. If it is a weak stock, it will fall below that mark. So that becomes very dominating to me, this 50% of a surge or a fall. But as it stands, it definitely belongs on our list. So we're going to put that on our list. And back to that list. No. Volume jump. We are at 65. Let me see if this is a pullback here, folks. Because a pullback is a dip. That's not a fall, and I do constitute those as being worthy of considering. Just because it had a pullback doesn't mean it's not going to continue. So let's see, we did have a high bubble there. It went sideways initially, then fell and came back up. Volume is strong right here. Of course, you got to expect a dip on the volume after a pullback. So this is all righteous. We are climbing up on the MACD, and the RSI is up here at 65. So this one does work for our list. And if it doesn't work, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to fall down to the bottom, and it's not going to hurt anybody. But at least we're catching companies that are moving at the end of the day. Oh, back to back. You got to like that. All right, this has had a very strong day. Let's come in on this chart. We can see that she's had a lot of growth today. Obviously had some catalyst kick in. Huge jump in the morning. Has been riding up evenly and ended on a high. Let's come in on the 1 minute, see if that ended the day like that or if we had some time between. Oh, what a perfect setup. Look at this, folks. It jumped up, hit its high, fell all the way back. There's your dip right there. And then it bounced back up. Even though that's in the red, that's a recovery. It's up there. And you can see that that fall only was stopped by the 200. Which is what you're looking for. These SMAs are walls that shouldn't be broke through if the stock has power to climb. And it bounced right off that back up. So this is a real good sign. I'm going to throw this one over there as well, because this is set up the way we like. All right, number 3. Moving on down the aisle. Okay. Now, I suggest, folks, that you take a look at that video I just put out called Pennybois. I have posted a lot of information on there from the companies themselves about catalysts coming. Lots of mergers, lots of acquisitions. What do we got there? Yeah, that is a bounce. I can give you that. It did jump. It jumped about 30% actually. It doesn't have the strength I really want. Let's back this out. That's the 1 minute. Let's back this out to the 4 hour. Whoa, we got some big bounces on this. 64. There. Wow. Okay, these are 4 hour bars, and that's a 100 plus bounce right there. I don't know if this has a low float or what, but ideally she isn't set up exactly the way we want, but I'm going to throw this on there, not because I think it has a lot of promise, but it has a setup. So that gets put on our list. Moving on down, we are down to 45% gains. Gee whiz. No, where's the volume? Holy cow, we got a big bounce here, but on what? An invisible purchase, it looks like. Still haven't seen a lot of fire that I'm looking for. Oh, that's not a bad one there. All right, this is IFXY. IFXY has had a beautiful day. That is beautiful. Man, climb, climb, climb. Even the volume, once we got past the surge of the morning, it did taper off and then just started climbing again. That volume is gorgeous. MACD is great. Turning up strong right now, and we are high on the RSI. Now I get the feeling we got another high bubble. We do. Right there. And it squeaked off. Now I like to look at these high bubbles against the wall in the minute to see just exactly. There was the high bubble. High bubble did a pullback. I always say 99% of your high bubbles are going to have a pullback. Not a big fall, just a squeak pullback. Could be a big one, but they come back if they're strong. Boom! This came back. And we had a squeak out on the sales aftermarket, which tells me there are still shares wanting to be bought. People were throwing these shares in. They wanted to get them as fast as they could before the bell went off. Ding, ding, ding. Sorry, you're going to have to wait until Monday. Okay, I'll wait. Boom, Monday morning comes. those orders go back into the queue first before mine and yours, and they start running. So this is a beautiful setup, definitely belongs on our list, and this has been on our list a few times. It's had a lot of catalysts and activity. So you may want to look at the stock a little deeper and see what it's got going for itself. As I was saying, the Pennybois video has a lot of information on it. ILUS, going into the firefighting and rescue business in the Middle East, Europe, and America, booming. They are simply booming. You may want to take a look at ILUS. Pouge is another company that is into healthcare. They are into quite a few different types of businesses. And they could have a lot more to give. This looks great. We got a lot of volume here. The price was climbing at the end of the day. Everything is pushing up. RSI is at 64. Let's just take a gander at the big picture, see what she looks like. All right, so there was our 50% mark. I've been here before. Out of this huge surge, and if it was strong, it would have come underneath like a rubber ball falling into water. It goes underwater and then comes back up and floats on the top. That's what these 50% marks of a surge do. Find the top and the bottom and split it right in the middle. Put your line in there. A strong stock will come back above the water line and sit up here. This one wasn't too strong, and it fell way down here, and it is getting some darn good bounces now. But it definitely qualifies for our morning bounce list. So we're going to throw that one up there too. Where are we at now for volume? We're at, volume we can't go by because it jumps back and forth. Ooh, another good chart. Oh, I like this. We're getting a few of them today, aren't we? So we've got our volume here at the end. Now, we had a dip. Is that a high bubble? It doesn't really look like it. Let's come in on the 5-minute. It was. Lots of high bubbles at the end of the day. I'm liking this. This is saying something about market sentiment across the board. We had a high bubble, a pullback, and then a fall. No doubt about it, that was a fall. You see how the price was riding here on top of this 10 SMA? The 10 SMA is a very thin board. It's like balsa wood. It doesn't take a lot to break through it. So when you see the price floating on the top, that's like a ball floating on water. That's beautiful. Something went wrong here. But look, as soon as it tested the 20, it could have gone down a lot further. If it broke that 20, it could have fallen all the way down here to the 200. But it didn't. It hit that 20, right on it, and bounced off. So even though it broke through the balsa wood, it didn't break through the plywood. And this down here would be a 2x4. So this is still going well. I like this. We're going to throw this up here too. This is TRSI. Of course, I'm going to give you the list later, but it helps to know what we're looking at. So where are we at? We are at 32. Whew, geez, oh, Petey, I can't even get a sentence out without finding another one. I'm not complaining. This is brilliant. All right, we got our volume here at the end of the day. Of course, you can see the price was climbing, MACD was climbing, and look at that RSI. That's blazing, folks. Woo, woo. So let's come back out just so we have a nice feel for what's going on. Okay, she has been on a downtrend, a very hard downtrend for a while. Let's come in there and see what we got. Whoa. All right. Here's probably the identifying factor. Let me back this all the way out so that you can see that again. This is the low. For 6 months, it has not been here. Now, just for curiosity's sake, let's go back a full year. Folks, this stock has not been this low in over a year. This is its low bubble. And a low bubble causes a good bounce if the company is strong. So this hasn't been this low in a year. I'm coming back in on that. Now, let's look at 15-minute. All right, there's that low bubble in the morning. It hit Friday morning and took off. Now, I don't know if there's a catalyst or any news. It could simply be that low bubble. And folks, if that low bubble caused that big of a bounce, this went from just over 2 cents to just over 3 cents. That's about a 55% gain there off of a low bubble. That's impressive. 10-15% off a low bubble is good. Over 50% is outstanding. So with all this volume, RSI and MACD. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put this on our list, but I anticipate this to fall Monday morning. I do. This is Opti. Opti has a lot going on for it. I've been reading about this for weeks, so you may want to look at this. But when you have a jump that big and it doesn't have any catalyst, you can expect this to fall. Now, where would it fall? Well, if the surge started here at 22 and went to, let's call it 31, you've got yourself 9. So come down 4. That's going to bring this down to about 27, right about there. So that is about the 50% mark of that surge. This could fall Monday down to this point. If it's strong, if they really have some value, which I think they do, it will bounce off this and could continue climbing. We don't know without a catalyst. Bounces don't go on forever off of low bubbles, but catalysts can carry you for days. So we got this over here yet? We do. Opti's already in the list. Okay, bringing it back home. Let's see what we can find. No, that one kind of looked good by the end of the day, but wasn't finishing exactly the way we were hoping for. 62. All right, that one may work. We have some volume here. I'm going to bring this in on the big chart. All right, we do have increasing volume. Boom, boom, boom. It is increasing. It hit that 20. Actually went under the 20. That's what excited it. If you look here, folks, the price is sitting on the 10, and here it dipped. Hit that 20 and refused. Said, no, we're not going through the plywood. So it came back up here to balsa wood. And it keeps trying to tag it. There we got another tag on the 20. It doesn't want to do it, but it keeps testing it. And here it went just a tad bit under. And further, it dipped even further, but it pushed up even higher. A resulting yell, no, I'm not going down. So this one actually shows a lot of attitude. Attitude at the end of the day, refusing to fall, definitely constitutes somebody that wants to continue climbing. So that's on our list too. I do believe SPAM was the one I showed you. Right. And I didn't put this on the list, but I showed you from bottom corner to top corner. This was my example. And there's no doubt that this fits. Hit a high bubble. Now I'm coming down to the minute. That's 15 minutes. Let's come down to 1. Okay, it hit a high bubble, and it did fall. Broke through the 10. You can see it pretty much stays around the 10. It did come through the 20 here, but came back hard. Real hard. It did not want to be below that 20. Keeps climbing up away from it, but this one broke through. One of the deepest breaks onto the 20 that we have seen. But it was also the biggest bounce back up that you see. So that shows a lot more attitude, right? And it ended at that high bubble at the end of the day after a pullback. So I don't anticipate another pullback off that bubble. So I am throwing SPOM over on our list too. Boy, our list is getting big. But that's okay. That is fine and dandy. The more qualified candidates you have, the more likelihood you're going to get something that works for you. All right, we're down to 26%. Oh, did I miss something there? That is a big bounce. That's about 20% bounce from the, oh no, it was down here for goodness sake. Right, that's a 25% bounce. Let's just take a look at the big chart. It doesn't have a lot. It's not jumping at me, but I can see the numbers. I'm going to look at that 4 hour. All right, we hit a low bubble a few days ago, and it isn't, I mean, it got off of it, but not much. Not much at all. It's been up to 27 cents, and it's at 25. No, my bad, folks. $1.27. It's been up to, I was going to say, that is the biggest 2-cent stretch I have ever seen. No, that's $1.27. So that is 500% back up to its top. Now, do I expect that? No. I don't even know what's going on with this company. However, on the 4 hour, it looks like she wants to continue climbing. She's been slowly working her way up to the signal line, and it could be continually slowly climbing. It's a hard one to read, but because it showed a lot of attitude there, no, it's not a great setup. It isn't. But I'm not taking anything away from us when we're looking for morning bounces. You just never know what could continue to run if it was running Friday afternoon. No, not looking too good there. Oh, yes, there's one. Okay, 2 bars. Now I like to see 3, but we got 2 bars of growth here. MACD is just starting to cross over. Let's come over there. Yeah, right there. Let me bring this up. So you can see we're about ready. It's pushing up against it, coming out of the red. This is all positive direction. RSI is now hitting 70. Now I want to see, what does that look like on the 1 minute? High bubble right at the end of the day. You don't get any more power than that, right? That is as strong as it gets. And on the 1 minute, she's perfect. I'm not going to think about this for too long. We're throwing Orif up on our list. Not Oreo, Orif. That works for me. Boy, we are getting a lot of them here. This is a good one. I'm enjoying our scan today. This is nice. That one did have a jump at the end of the day, but nothing too explosive. Oh yeah, the RSI is low, but that's a big bounce. Just out of curiosity. Whoa, back up for me, pal. I want to see how big those bounces are because I love finding stocks that have low floats. 22 to 27. So that's almost 20% gain. Is that normal? Do you get these sort of gains and bounces? Let's see here. No, but you can see she is definitely on a climb, folks. She hit this low bubble back here. And just so we can see how far back does that low bubble go. Now there's 6 months. There's 6 months. Just so I know, I'm going back a year. Another one, folks. Hasn't hit that low in a whole year. And now it's coming off of it. Now it's not rocketing off of it, but it is starting to. That is starting to pick up. Let me back that out on the 15 minute. No, let's go for the 1 month. All right, there you go. So we hit that low bubble just at the beginning of a month ago, and she is picking up momentum. The bars are getting bigger, 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 and bigger. So even though it's not a perfect setup, folks, I kind of like the way this is picking up momentum. I do. It's not a perfect setup, but I'm allowed to bend the rules. It's my list. So I'm putting HDII. Oh, this was on our list the other day. And this was a runner. It sure was. I remember this stock. I like to see stocks come back on our list that were there before. So we're doing pretty darn good. Look at this. Beautiful. I'm feeling spoiled now. All right, we got lots of volume. At the end of the day, I'm on 1 hour. Let's come down to the 5 minute. There we go. More reality. Okay, the volume is strong. We hit a high bubble. Bam, I'm loving this. Really, something was happening at the end of the day on Friday to the OTC market. This is beautiful. Now you can see it was definitely leveling off here. And the RSI, let's get this up so we can see our boxes. The RSI is up at 62, but it's also leveled off. But don't let level offs turn you off. As long as they're high, if they stay high and just go sideways, you know, that's like a marathon runner. Perfect breathing, and they just keep going and keep going. That's what this looks like. It had a wee bit of a dip, just a wee bit after that high bubble. That's great. That's great. You can see it's coming out of the red, folks. This looks very, very good. WSGF. No, I don't know if it's going to go 1,000% or 200%, but it looks like it's going to give us something. Boy, this is a good size list. I'm not used to getting big lists here lately. They haven't been very productive lists that we've had since the current situation started. No, I'm going to pass on that. 61. Okay. All right. You see, back up. All right, that is a bottom corner to top corner growth. Every single day. We looked at this one, PLTRF. Do I have this on our list yet? No, I don't. We must have looked at this before because I remember this small bump, bigger bump, huge bump, and I said this is probably going to give us another big bump like this. And I noticed every morning it has a huge bounce. Do you see this, folks? And these bounces are getting bigger. This is a qualifier if ever I seen one. Boom! That's exactly what we're looking for. We do have volume at the end of the day. We on the 5 minute? We are. Let me bring this down a little bit. There you go. 1, 2, 3, staircasing up. The price is rising. Now we are under the 200. It broke the 200, fell just beneath it at the end of the day, which, you know, we got to expect a pullback off of a high. You can't let that freak you out. That's normal, you know. So I like this setup. I do want to take a look at the 4-hour. Always like to know what I can't prepare myself for. Look, folks, this has been coming down. Again, hit a low bubble here. Going back a year just to make sure. All right, almost a year ago is when our last low bubble was hit. So here we are right now at that low bubble, 1 month back. That's what I'm on now. Actually, that's not 1 month. That is 20 days. No, that's 5 days. But that's solid growth. Low bubble, high bubble, constant going up. And look, the price is sitting on the 10 SMA. It's light enough and airy enough. It wants to rise like helium. It's just floating on this water. Is not going under. Is not touching the sand. Is not getting anywhere near the plywood. This is brilliant. I love this. So I'm taking this one, and we are definitely adding this to our list. Oh, I'm excited for Monday. Yes, I am. This is looking brilliant. And we're only through the first list, so I better get my butt moving because we're going too slow, aren't we? What can I do if they keep throwing my face? Wow. Sorry. So we've got another huge bounce at the end of the day. That's 15 minutes. Let's come down to 5. Hit a high bubble. Let's come down to 1 minute. Let's see how that broke down. Whoa. Everything happened in the last minute of the day. We looked at 15.5. It's that same bar over and over and over again. From 24 cents to 27 cents, which isn't too bad. You know, you're talking over 10% gains right there in one bounce, 1 minute. Boink! With a huge amount of volume. So this is up. Now let's come back to the 5 minute just so we get a proper reading. Volume is up. MACD is just crossed the signal line. That's a good positive signal and indicator to other traders. They will see that. When you use the same tools that everybody else is using, we all see the light turn green at the same time. So we all move at the same time, just like traffic on the street. So it's important not to go using strange tools that nobody else is using, because you'll be moving when they're not, and they'll be moving when you're not. And you need to be moving with the crowd. So this looks good. I am grabbing MRES and tossing that onto this list that is just getting too big. Matter of fact, I think I am going to adjust this for us. I'm going to pull this up. Another one for the list. Boy, let's see. Every time I tell you what our... okay, that's 56. Every time I tell you what our percentage gain is, I have to stop talking and go look at another one. This is outstanding. I love this. All right, we're going to have to go to the big charts now. We got a low bubble and a high bubble again. PLYN. Volume has been choppy but strong. We got some big bounces in here. Bounces going from 36 to 42. About 8% gains in these bounces. Now I want to take a look. Are these bounces getting bigger? Because they kind of look like it to me. These are 30-minute bounces here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour chart. Go all the way back. Holy cow, folks. See? All right, so we just hit that low bubble here, and it is still going sideways. I'll grant you that. But look, here at the most recent time span, we are getting back onto it. 1 hour, 1 month. She was going sideways until 2 days ago, and that is her biggest bar yet at the end of the day. Lots of MACD, lots of RSI. We're at 62. We just had a crossover with this huge bounce on the list, folks. This is PLYN. I wonder if I can fit this on my screen at the end. Whew. All right. 53. No, we're going to have to pass that one. It does show a little promise, but not a lot of promise. Funny, I shrunk all my windows over here now, and I can barely see what I'm looking for. Now I need magnifying glasses instead of just glasses. 54. All right, we're down to 17% gains. That doesn't mean they can't do a big bounce tomorrow. Just because they do 10% today doesn't mean that they can't do 100% tomorrow. Ooh, what is this one? Nuvi. Nuvi's been thinly traded. Yeah, only 1,200 shares. Very thinly traded. Bounce. I just want to check on the bounce on this because I get the feeling, hold on. Let's see there. Right there we got 29, 25. So that bounce there was about 25%. Are those normal for this? 4 hour? Yeah. This one has some huge bounces, folks. And I just measured this bounce here. I measured that bounce there. So you can see these bounces are much bigger. Much bigger indeed. You know, I'm going to throw this on there. It had horrible share count today. Volume was really bad. But with bounces like that, you need to be watching because you never know when the volume's going to step in. And when it does, boom, that's what happens. It's going to take off. Yeah, I need that a little bit bigger. No, that's right on the cusp. NOVC 60 RSI with some MACD going for it, but I'm going to pass on it. Whoa, there was another one. Jump from 14, actually under 14 to 17. You're talking another 10% jump under 60 RSI. That's where I don't want to go under. So I am impressed today. Just looking at this, I see quite a lot of stocks at the end of Friday were gaining momentum for whatever reason, which is really exciting because the OTC hasn't showed a lot of momentum doing anything. This one does qualify. It's not exactly perfect, but you got a strong MACD. RSI is at 69. Let's take a look at that on the big chart. Oh, she's had some rolls. Hit a low bubble back here, coming back down. She could be coming back up to hit this area right about here. You can see it hits here, here. So if we were to grab a line right about there, that's at 2, and right now the price is at 12. Think of it as 12 and 20. So you could get yourself a 66% gain just reaching this part here. Is it going to go there? We don't know. That's why we put them on our list. What was the volume on that one? That did 400, a half a million shares. You can see it's thinly traded. Didn't even show up much here. Even though it's at 67. Interesting. You know, because of its weirdness, but it does look like it has possibilities. I'm throwing this up here too. All right, I think I'm going to jump on over now to our... No, we can... No, that doesn't quite make it. All right, I'm going to do my other page now. This will give us another 2,000 shares, though we didn't look at all 2,000. We did look at quite a few of them. Try to scan through these pretty quick. Yeah, that is bouncing up. Volume was only 1,000 shares. That too is bouncing up, but it has not gotten a whole lot of momentum to push itself. We're at 100% gains. Lots of volume at the end of the day. 55 RSI. You know, it looks like that had a chance there, and right at the end of the day, it threw it all away. What kind of bars are those? Goodness gracious. I don't know what that's all about. Okay. Yeah, there was lots of volume. It was a very strong day. Good day. The 10 is bouncing off. The prices broke through the 20 onto the 200. But it bounced back and it went right back up over all the other SMAs. MACD doesn't look good. RSI doesn't look good. So we're going to stick to our plan and we're just going to bypass that one. Though it does show that it has some sort of promise. That's CGAC. That was in the news the other day. I did read about it. You may want to check on its catalyst. Another one that's jumped here from 14, no, let's see, 1722. Another 20% gainer. Very little volume, 1,000 shares. You can tell just by looking at the chart if it's thinly traded, can't you? Interesting one here. You can see that, let me pull this down. Matter of fact, just look over here. Look at this RSI down here. That RSI was up top all day. Never fell below it. But once the price hit, it really didn't do anything else but go straight across. I'm not saying this belongs in our chart. I'm just saying it is an interesting chart. Boom, that one definitely qualifies. I think we might already have IPNF. No, yes we do. I knew it looked familiar. Our searches are overlapping. This goes from A down 2,000 shares and Z up 2,000 shares, 2,000 stocks. And obviously we're crossing right now. That did have a big bounce, but 13,000 shares. I'm going to bypass it since we do have quite a lot on our list right now. That does look stronger. There's a lot of light trades here that have kicked up, definitely. Okay. Have we seen? We did. We've looked at that one. Folks, if you're looking to make an entry into cannabis, I would suggest you take a very strong look at Tilray. Tilray has just done an outstanding income for her last quarter. I think it's $168 million, and she's at just over $10 a share right now. A year and a half ago, something like that, she was at $178 a share. We're talking 1,700% gains, and now she's at $10. And that was back before she had Afria, back before she had MedMen, back before she was doing this much revenue. So Tilray is going to be one of the kings. A Pepsi, a Coke, a Mountain Dew, a Lipton, an Nabisco. They're going to be one of those types of companies in cannabis. So I would suggest you take a real strong look at Tilray now while she's at her low price, and get in on that bad boy and just hold it. Don't sell for a short gain. When laws change, Tilray could end up being, well, just a suggestion. Look at Tilray. Okay, back to our scan. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked there. Now remember, you go get yourself Thinkorswim. You can do what I'm doing at any price range you want. MJWL, we did look at that one. Allie. All right, folks, Allie is getting a lot of attention right now. I have an attitude against Allie personally, but I'm not going to let that influence what I tell you. Allie is getting a lot of attention right now. She's supposed to be making electric motorcycles over in Africa. She's been telling us that since 2018. She now says she's going to be generating electric power over in Africa. Folks, whether this is true or not, I don't know, but the catalysts have got this stock running. Every time they come up with a new piece of information about what they plan on doing, this stock runs. Have I ever seen it do anything? No. In 3 years, I haven't seen Allie do anything they said they were going to do. They didn't do the sidecar World War II replica for Bodie taxis. They haven't done it. They said they were. They then came out with the two-wheeler. They said they had that ready to go, and iQuest came on board to help them. We still haven't seen anything. Yeah, there was a video of an electric motorcycle that was so ugly driving up and down an alley, and I asked the question, why is there smoke coming off of this? So I don't know about the company's actual factual basis. I couldn't find the proper information, but the gains are real. That's real. There's no doubt about that. So this company has had lots of bounces. Just so we can take a look. You had a huge surge here, a huge surge here, a huge surge here. You can see the surges are getting smaller. See? They're getting much smaller. But when this kicks back into gear, and maybe people are getting tired like me of being told we're going to do something and they never do. Then they put something else on the table that they're going to do, but they never do. But you have new people coming in. But again, you can see they're getting smaller. These bounces are getting smaller, but you can see how big they can get. And they run for days. Days. So I'm going to put this on our list because it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of attention. And it does bring in some good gains. And that's what we're looking for. All right. Gotta move. We're down to 28% right now. Trying to fly through here because I know this is taking a wee bit longer than I was hoping for. 56. My dog's bugging me now. It knows I've been here too long. He's my timer. He tells me when I've got to stop. Ooh, big bounces. What's this? EGOC. I just read something about this company. Oh, I can't remember what I read, but I did read something. She's had some bounces, lots of bounces. You can see that. Huge bounces, huge fall. I mean, this was definitely a lot lower than she's been in quite a while and didn't like it. Talk about a bounce off of a low. Boom. That went from 003 up to 3 cents. 003. That's 1,000% gains, folks. From here to here in one day was 1,000% gain. That was a 10-bagger. You had to move quick probably, but there it sits. And these bounces, like this bounce right here, goes from, let's call that 19 to 25. So you're talking over 25% gains in a 4-hour bounce. This probably has a low float. It has some big bounces. What does the 5-minute 5 look like? We are up on the MACD sharply. Strong volume and a kick on the, I like this. It's erratic, has big bounces. You never know what it's going to do. So I'm putting this on our list. EGOC, I think that's a hot one. I like the volatility. Volatility gives you opportunity like you just cannot believe. When the VIX is high, so are the opportunities. All right, we're down to 23% now. There is a jumper, not big. Oh, wow. Okay, that's HDII. We've already looked at it. Woo, I was going to say, an HDII looks like a low float. The size of those bounces, it could be. Another good one here, MRES. We have this one, don't we? It looks too familiar. MRES, yeah, we got it. All right, I think we are pretty much starting to cover the gamut. We've got to stay above the M's. Anything above M would be good. That's about ready to have a crossover. It has been climbing all day. A-Joy. What a nice name, A-Joy. It has been climbing all day. What's it look like on the longer chart? Got some big bounces there. Yeah, you do. 4.3 to 5, 43 to 50, and 7. It's about, 15% bounces here. Lots of them, right? Lots of 15% bounces on this. So A-Joy could have a small float. You may want to consider looking at that over on the OTCmarkets.com site. They'll tell you under security details how many shares they have. We've looked at that one a lot. All right, Blazing, what's this? IMTL. IMTL is going to have a crossover, 6-1, bounced. I'm not going to grab that one. That may have been something IMTL. Yeah, that one did have some bounce up, but not a lot. No volume on that one. Trying to get through these quick. GDET. GDET does have some play. Let's come in on the 5-minute, 5-day. Right there is the hour. So you can see over the last, 20 days, she has been climbing. She goes sideways, climbs, goes sideways. Now this one was a bounce up off that high bubble. Whew, look at that. We had days of falling off of that high bubble. People took their profits and ran because obviously GDET hasn't been up here in a while. Let's take a 4-hour look. Yeah, she's been down low. So you got to expect some people to start selling off up here. This is probably where a lot of people bought in, and now they're just so thankful to get out. And the gains from here to these, well, we've got lots of bars here, but it's not set up. It's not set up. I don't want to get sidetracked here. I do that. Start looking at charts like they're women. Okay. We are down to 17% gains. Oh, did I miss one there? No. All right. My eyes are starting to blur now, folks. All right. I think we're going to let that be it. So I'm going to take, wow, what a list we got there. What a list. All right. We're going to back out here. Okay. We got a really great list, I think. And surprise, surprise, I'm not going to bring it up over here. No, I'm not. Why? Because a bunch of you, I've heard rumor, are just going to the end of the video and grabbing up my list. Dudes, I'm trying to teach you how to fish. I don't mind giving you a fish every now and then, but you got to sit next to me while we're fishing. That's the rules. So the list is back in the charts. Feel free to rewind and find. All right, folks. The last thing I want you to do is go take that list. Go to the OTCmarkets.com OTCmarkets.com, and type in that ticker. It'll bring you up a page. All you have to do is scroll down to the bottom and get the most recent filings and the most recent news. You can see if there's a catalyst on why it's running, and maybe you can hedge your investment knowledge by knowing why they're running and how strong the catalyst is, and you can be prepared for 40, 50, 60% gains. It's all in what you know, right? The more you know, the more you grow. See you, folks.